Okay, so I guess I'm kind of getting used to the whole double posting, but today we're working on crafting. Well, it's the same day as the video you guys watched in the morning. I needed 40 crafting for Fremennik Trials, which is honestly, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot. So I've just been grinding crafting for the last little while. I've been grinding crafting for these fishing urns, and I realized that this was actually something that I picked up earlier on than I left off because these urns give additional EXP. I don't know if it's a crazy amount. I think it's an extra 20%. So it's like if you maybe these urns have limits. I'm assuming they have limits. But like if you earn 100k, that's an extra 20k EXP. That's pretty good in my opinion. That could be like a whole 2 levels or 3 levels depending on what the limits are. So it's like almost doing two birds with one stone. I am preparing myself for the Fremennik Trials quest, which I believe will unlock something. I don't remember what it will unlock. I completely forgot what it will unlock, but I'm working on it. And obviously, like I can do craft jewelries and a bunch of other stuff, but I found that clay urns are generally like not diminishing my GP because I'm actually making the GP back. I can go into higher level urns. I think at level 35 I unlock forgot which one it was at level 35. Actually, I can just click it and check. It was there's so much items. It was where it's 35 plain smithing, plain mining urn. Was it mining urn? That's at 17. Plain mining urn. It might have been mining urn. But I believe that actually ends up in me being at a GP loss. And like at this point in time, I mean, obviously I only have a 912k, but I actually really have like close to around 15 million GP. I don't want to go for pay to win EXP methods for skilling in general because I want to expand my net worth. Like in this game, I want to expand my wealth in this game. And because again, early stages when you're like 10, 15 million GP, it's not a lot, and every time you like deplete yourself to zero, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot because you don't have enough money invested in various items to like appreciate and use the dividends. Because I'm basically using real world strategies in this game to then bankroll your other progress or efforts. So I'm trying to get to like I don't know 100 million or maybe even my first billion GP before I really go for that pay to win style. And also I'm early enough for it to not matter because those pay to win styles really start mattering when you need like 100 million EXP, and that at that point like 1 million EXP per hour, it saves you versus 2 million EXP per hour, it saves you 50 hours. Versus right now, like if I go for the pay to play methods, it'll save me like 1 or 2 hours maximum. So that's currently the strategy, and obviously we're using the skill hop, like the skill world, portable skill world. This world's amazing. I already raved about it once. I'm not gonna do it again, but like the amount of bonus EXP I'm getting is like close to like around 15% on average, 10 to 15% on average. So, and also like I put in a portable because sometimes people won't put down portables. I'll put in my portable and people will extend it for me, right? Like this portable, I put down one, and if I take a look now, it has 14 minutes left and it's been running for like half an hour. So one portable cost me like 15k GP, but now this thing's gonna run for the next half an hour. And then if for whatever reason it expires, I'll put down another one, and other people will get the idea of crafting, come to this world, and then they'll start extending it. So like overall, I think that the strategy that I'm using makes the most sense because again, I looked at the wiki. I briefly peeked at the wiki, and it's like switch to gold necklace, switch to gold ring, switch to cutting sapphire. Bro, who the fuck's gonna do all that? I'm sorry, bro. Like, ain't no way somebody's sitting here hyper optimizing, pinpointing every single item. It just does not make any sense. Like, that is not. I think I have a big problem with the wiki writers. No offense. If anyone who's ever watched this video and happens to be contributing to the wiki, I mean this in the least offensive way possible. You guys don't understand how new players play the game. And maybe that is the point. Maybe you are creating these wikis for experienced players. Maybe the wikis aren't meant for new players. Maybe that is the truth, right? Like that could be the main reason. You guys really don't understand how new players play the game. Like the wiki just assumes so much. And I understand, because I've contributed to wikis before. I understand that it's very difficult and very hard to like gather those informations and put it together. But like it is just the wikis are just so freaking overwhelming and overly technical and over like way too many assumptions made for players to really, invest themselves into the wiki and strategy. I promise you guys, and like I know I'm gonna start sounding like a broken record, but I have to emphasize this over and over again because there might be a new player watching, right? Like not every viewer of mine is a experienced player, and I've seen some new players say, "Hey, I started last week," so I know some people who are watching are also net new players. Please do not get intimidated by the wiki. If you go off track, that's fine. It is actually better to go off track because I think the more you focus on the wiki, the more likely you are to quit the game. And you should treat quitting the game as like the worst outcome, right? Like people will say, "Oh, you quit the game was shit." No, the game is great. If you quit the game, your strategy or approach to playing the game, and obviously some people will argue, which is also a valid argument, is if people are quitting the game, it's the game's fault. I 100% agree. But like, if people are quitting the game because they're reading the wiki and getting overwhelmed, then it's the wiki's fault, right? If people are quitting the game because they're asking for help and everyone's giving them overly complicated and technical answers, then it's partly the community's responsibility. And I see why RuneScape 3 has such a hard time getting new players. I see why most of the players, returning players, are players like myself who played 15 years ago. I can see why this game would be so difficult for somebody with no nostalgia, no investment, no connection and attachment to this game. I can see exactly why somebody would run the other direction. 1 week into it, like I got nothing done. Like I'm still like low level. I have nothing done. I have no GP to my name. I get it. So I encourage you guys. I'm sure all of you guys probably want some of your friends to play this game, and eventually you're gonna get them into it. Maybe like not now, maybe later. It doesn't matter. But when you do get your friends into this game, I highly encourage you guys to nudge them and push them into finding their own strategies, not religiously following wikis, not religiously following the most optimized or most efficient strategies. And I highly encourage you to, provide them maybe not the most effective, but the simplest approaches if they do ask questions, right? Like crafting, just craft urns. Like it's and like urns are simple enough where they click on the interface. You might have to explain to them like how to use portable crafts, or you might have to explain to them how to like find the crafting. I believe I don't even know what it's called, to be honest. You might have to explain to them that you have to buy soft clay or basic stuff. But like if you use the basics, you don't overwhelm them. Oh, you can cut sapphire. They can kind of discover that on their own. I'm sure if they click around the UI, it probably tells them like you can cut stuff. But let it be on their terms and like warn them beforehand. Like if they go down that direction, like it is a lot of technical information that they'll have to learn. Like it's not like a one-click interface. Like there's multiple interfaces, multiple types of crafting. There's multiple, like you can heat it, you can mold it. There's a lot of layers to it, and there's no rush. There's no rush, A, but B also, you will eventually learn these anyway, because at some point in time, especially in the late game, crafting some of the higher level urns or higher level jewelries are extremely profitable. And so when you get to the point where you're super comfortable and super into the late game and you need to start like making billions of GP for like full third age or something, or like you really want a party hat and that's your end goal, so like you need to find like strategies to start making high GP per hour, you will naturally pick those other methods, interfaces, strategies up over time. You don't need to do that right now. And in fact, if you do that right now, the chances of you playing this game long enough to get to those higher tier goals are so fundamentally low that you may as well quit now. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, hopefully this provides help to some new player, and hopefully this also provides help to some experienced player trying to get their friends into the game as a new player, and provide some insight and guidance. Because I think when you're thinking from like a super experienced, like playing this game for 20 years, you lose sight of the fact that not everybody has been around for 20 years in this world. So whatever attachment you hold is not the same intensity that somebody else might hold. If you can do me one favor, instead of liking the video, if you drop a subscribe instead, 90% of you are not subscribed. I would greatly appreciate it. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye.